Hey everyone, and welcome. In today's video, I want to show you how to program an if statement in the R programming language, an else statement, and an else if statement. I'm also going to go over some of the common issues, why these statements don't run as you expect. I will put timestamps in the video so you can jump ahead to the appropriate portion. Let's go ahead and start the video. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is explain how an if statement works. Obviously, if you're familiar with this, feel free to skip ahead. When we are creating an if statement in R, we need three key components. The first is the if, which is a keyword in R. You can see that it is highlighted in blue. This is a command that R recognizes that knows that we're going to be doing an if statement. After that, we need the curved braces, and this is going to be for the condition. So we're essentially asking R, if this condition is true, I want you to do something. Anytime we're working in R and we are doing something like this, we are always going to use those curved braces for the condition. The squiggly braces, those are going to be for what we want R to execute. This could be anything as simple as print a line of text to launch a full-fledged program, right? So what you do with that isn't as important as understanding the structure. So let's go ahead and jump in with a simple example. As you can see here, I have created a variable called birthday and assigned it to the year 1990. I have an if statement that says if the birthday is equal to 1990, we want to print that's the best year. Remember, I'm using the curved braces for my condition, and then I'm using the squiggly braces for what I want to actually execute. So let's go ahead and set this variable to 1990. Let's go ahead and run this code, and we can see that it does output that's the best year, which is exactly what we expected. Let's go ahead, change this to 1991. Set that variable. Let's go back and rerun the code, and this time we can see that nothing happens because birthday is not equal to 1990. Now, let's go over a common error. A lot of times people will just say if the birthday is equal to 1990, they will try and run their code and they will get an error. Because remember, when we are doing evaluation, we need to use those double equal signs. We are not assigning a value, we are evaluating, so we use the double equal signs. That's the most common error I see. Let's go ahead and fix that back. Now what you'll notice is that if the birthday is anything other than 1990, our function basically does nothing. So let's suppose we want to evaluate for a certain condition, but any other condition, any other year, we still want to give some kind of feedback. That is where the else statement is going to come into play. So remember, with the else statement, we don't really have a condition that we're evaluating for. It's kind of just like a catch-all for anything that's not already covered by the if statement. So we don't need the curved braces. We're simply going to type else and then go straight to the squiggly braces. In this example, we just want to print nothing special, which is kind of sad for someone's birthday, but that's the example we're going with. So let's go ahead. Let's rerun this code. And what we will see is we do get an error. It says unexpected else in else. Why is it doing that? Well, to be honest with you, sometimes R can be a little bit picky when it comes to white space. If you're getting this error, which is something that I would occasionally get, all I have to do is move this line up here, and we can go ahead and run the code. This time we see that it does indeed execute, and it follows exactly what we were hoping for. Since the birthday is not 1990, it goes to that catch-all statement. If we make it 1990, like in the first example, let's go ahead and reset that variable. Let's go ahead and reset our statement. We can see here that it does follow that original if condition. So if it's equal to 1990, do this. Anything else, say, yeah, not that special. Okay, so let's suppose that we are evaluating for two conditions. Maybe we don't just care about 1990, but 1991 isn't that bad of a year either. So we're looking for 1990, 1991, and then we also want that catch-all condition. What we're going to do is we're going to add an else if statement. So our first statement that evaluates is the if. So we're saying if the birthday is 1990, do this. Else, if it's 1991, do this instead. And then if it's neither of those, just give a generic message. So all we're going to do is we're going to insert the else if. Again, remember that we do need to insert our curved braces because we are asking it to evaluate a condition. We're using the double equal sign, and then we're telling it what to do. So we can go ahead and let's Control Enter to run. We see that 1990 is the best year. If we go to 1991, let's go ahead and run that. And what we see, we get 1991. That's okay too, I guess. And then let's change it to 1996. What you'll see now is that it defaults to that else condition. So if what we're evaluating, else if is kind of like an alternate, and we could go down as far as we wanted. We could have 20 else if statements. It's all up to you and what you're trying to accomplish. Alrighty, so that is just a brief overview of the else if, and if statements in the R programming language. Obviously, there is a ton more things that you can do. If you are interested, I can make some more videos, such as using the else if statements inside of a for loop. But I think that's a good stopping point for this video. I do appreciate you watching. I hope you found it useful, and I will see you in the next video.